This is Crenshaw, Briggs, and VT. We want the touchdown. We not trying to go for 3. And it's best if you get up on the street, cause them bulls out the pen and they about to stampede.
Patrick, I kick it off to you. Our line has been dismantled by injuries. Texans fans are freaking out, saying it's going to be another shit year. What do you think of this whole situation? Will we be okay?
Well, look, week 1 is not going to be representative of the entire year, right? All these, especially the Kenyon Green and Scruggs, these injuries just happened. So they don't have a whole lot of time to break in a new center, new guard. They're already on their number 2 center. So now you're down to number 3 center. Oh, and you're playing the Ravens on the road. You don't have a lot of time. You got to put 2 new guys in the line, the one position on the entire field where you have to have 5 guys in cohesion. So that's going to be difficult to do for week 1, but it's also not going to be representative of what the whole year is going to look like. Now, they've got to figure out how they're going to put this together. You know, you mentioned about Michael Dieter. Well, they brought him on the practice squad, and they'll likely elevate him on game day. And with guys on the practice squad, they're not going to elevate them till game day. It's just the accounting and the financials of it. They're still at practice. They're still getting the reps. It's just that for salary and contract purposes, they'll get elevated on game day. Michael Dieter has had, 966 snaps as a left guard and 546 snaps as a center. So they feel like they can use him there. Is Tytus Howard going to be available to play week 1? I don't know. I don't think they know yet, to be honest. That's probably something we'll find out like Wednesday of next week, is whether or not it's likely that Tytus Howard is going to play. Are you going to play Howard at right tackle, which is right now his best position, or are you going to move him to left guard because you have George Fant, who is a quality tackle on your team and can play right tackle? Do you consider the line with Howard at left guard and Fant at right tackle to be a better option than Dieter at left guard and Howard at right tackle? Maybe. As far as center is concerned, that's a totally different issue because you got your rookie quarterback now using his 3rd different center in 5 weeks. That's nothing good about that. Now, Jimmy Morrissey, who's also back on the practice squad, he's been with the Texans for the last 2 years. He's been a guy who's been on the practice squad. They've elevated him for games. He's played some center with them, 259 snaps, but all with the Texans over the last 2 years. I think Jimmy Morrissey is a guy who could wind up playing some center for them because he's done so the last 2 seasons. On their line, you've got 3 guys who are really good. Laramie Tunsil is a great left tackle. Tytus Howard is a very underrated, really good right tackle. And Shaq Mason is a damn good guard. You have 3 Pro Bowl level players on your offensive line and Tunsil, who's an all-pro level player. The other 2 guys don't have to be Pro Bowlers. They just can't stink. They can't be turnstiles.
They got to be serviceable, right?
When Kenyon Green was trying to play through his shoulder injury last year, he was a turnstile. Now it turns out he's got a shoulder injury that they've known about since May, but didn't do anything about. That's a whole different conversation we can have about Nick Caserio and WTF was going on there. But I think the decisions that we're going to see them look to make is, are they going to move Howard inside and have Fant at right tackle? Is Dieter going to play left guard? Is Jimmy Morrissey going to play center? Is Kendrick Green going to play center? Kendrick Green, who they got from the Steelers, he played his rookie season, was inactive all of last year. He wasn't a good fit in the scheme they ran in Pittsburgh. Lance Zierlein seems to think he will be a much better fit in the outside zone scheme that they will run in Houston this year versus the power scheme they ran in Pittsburgh. He thinks he's a better fit there. I will tell you, when it comes to scouting offensive linemen, if Lance says it, I'll take it as gospel. Certainly knows more than I do about that. So that at least makes me feel good they didn't get a guy who's a total bum. Right? They got a guy that they think will actually fit in their system. So could Kendrick Green play center? Could Jimmy Morrissey play center? They have answers in-house. We just don't know how they're going to set them up yet.
Also, Josh Jones, I think, was a very underrated pickup. A former Houston Cougar, got him from Arizona. He can play everywhere tackle, guard, center. So if Fant can't do it, I agree with you. You put Josh Jones there in guard, or you put him at tackle and put Howard at guard. I'm like, you can use that. He's like a Swiss Army knife for the line as well. So
I think they feel Jones is a better tackle than guard. But yeah, George Fant's a good player, but he's also had a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So if George Fant, for whatever reason, is unable to go, or you got to sub him out, can you play Josh Jones at that spot? Well, Josh Jones has had a pretty good amount of experience at left tackle for a young player, some experience at right tackle, some experience at right guard. You don't need him to play right guard. You got Shaq Mason there. But if he can play right tackle because Fant can't, and that allows you to kick Howard inside if you need to do that, it's another option for them to have. So he does give them another layer of versatility as a guy who could be the swing tackle if Fant has to be a starter.
You not really in touch if you not tuning in. This is Crenshaw, Briggs, and VT. We want the touchdown. We not trying to go for 3. And it's best if you get up out the street, cause them bulls out the pen and they about to stampede.